And so, example 1, indicate the direction of the magnitude and direction of the magnetic force in each situation. So for A, B and V are parallel to each other, so 0. There's no force. B, by the way, when we're dealing with a negative charge, we just reverse direction. So if the V is to the right here, we just reverse direction and point our fingers in the opposite direction of the negative charge's velocity. But here also they're anti-parallel. The angle between them is 0 or 180 degrees, and sine of 0 and 180 is 0. In C, here the velocity is sort of to the right of the page, and the field is down a little bit, 60 degrees, and so the force is into the page. So you would draw a circle with an X on it, right, to show the back of the arrow that's going into the page. For D, velocity is to the right, magnetic field is up or away from you, so the force is coming out of the page. Right, so you would draw a circle with a dot. E, V is going towards the top of the page, B goes into the page, and so the force is to the left. For F, the velocity is that way, but we reverse direction because it's a negative charge, right? and it's coming out of the page, so V is going to the bottom of the page, B is coming out of the page, so F is to the left. And then for G, V is kind of going to the bottom of the page, to the right, B is going to the top of the page and up a little bit, so F is coming out of the page. For H, V is going this way, B is into the page, so the force is perpendicular to the velocity vector in the plane of the page, right? So 30 degrees above that dotted line that's drawn there. And B, or I, in I, V is into the page, sorry, out of the page, and the magnetic field is that way, except that it's got a negative there. So I think the V and the B are supposed to be switched. So imagine that those are switched, that the velocity is towards the top of the page, but we reverse direction because it's negative. But then that would actually make it the same as I, or F. So let's imagine that the negative should be drawn in the one that has the V next to it. So the velocity is out of the page, but it's a negative, so we point into the page. B is towards the top of the page, so the force would be to the right. If the negative sign was in the circle next with the V,